Hi everyone, it's been a while since you've seen my face since the fight. After the fight I got a really bad rib injury in training, so I haven't been able to do any training whatsoever, hence no videos. But we are back into the full swing of things tomorrow, so I thought I'd close the chapter on my last fight by reacting to the fight for the first time today. Let's do this. As you probably instantly have noticed, the size difference is pretty big, but honestly this is my least favourite type of opponent to actually fight. If he can get past the reach, he's got this huge body to aim at, where I've got practically nowhere to aim at if he holds his guard correctly. And I'd actually much rather fight someone the similar size to me, bigger or even a little bit smaller. I told my friends this wasn't actually going to be the easy fight you think it's going to be. It's going to be very awkward. Saying that though, I did come out very strong, throwing 3 stiff jabs, all landing. And immediately off the back I threw one of the only jab crosses I threw the entire fight, which is annoying because it's a great shot to throw and I don't know why I threw it so little. And then you'll see here what I mean about this is an awkward fight. When throwing down, I often hit air because he can see it from a mile away because of how far down he is. But when I did land, it had a huge effect on him. And here to give credit to my opponent, he showed excellent defense. I threw a jab, he avoided it. I threw the right hand, he blocked it. The first round is normally my worst round. Even in sparring, the first round is normally my worst round. I don't know why I normally need a couple minutes just to feel my feet in the fight, but you should always give credit when credit is due. Though in all fairness, I did manage to land a good, nice left hook, but my opponent's problem is that he would avoid the jab, but he wouldn't really respond with much afterwards, which here you can see leads into me landing a big right hand and another hook. The second round though, this is where I really started to take over. The jab obviously being my best weapon, thumping it out, and the next shot I threw was by far the best shot of the night. When the video sped up, it looks like the right hand hit him, but it was actually the hook that made him stumble into the ropes. The hook hit him and it moved his head just out of the way to avoid the right hand, and that was the first point of the fight where he was actually rocked and stumbling. But with all credit due, he got straight back up and was ready to go again, and I landed a very clean right hand right there. I landed a few single hands that fight. I think in my next fight, one thing I really need to take in is more combinations. There needs to be less single shots and more combinations. But really at this point I kind of knew it was all over and I started to go very easy. To me at the time it looked like he still hadn't recovered from the earlier shot, which is why he was stumbling over that jab. Which is where you'll see in the fight where I land a big shot, instead of jumping in and finishing it, I would just stand there and wait for him to come to me to show that he's still fight ready. But just because he was wobbled didn't mean he was going to give up. As you can see, we're throwing a lot of exchanges here. I'm getting the better with a few right hands and hooks, and as you can see, the referee stepped in for a standing count at the end of the round. Round 3 started. I feel like my coach's corner team told him to go for it a little bit in this last round. As I said before, I get better as the round goes along. I've really found my feet now and I'm landing shots. But my opponent weren't letting that affect him at all. He kept coming forward, which made for a lovely third round. But as you can see now, I'm starting to get a little bit under control again now with my jabs. But the third round, there's not too much to show because at that point I knew I'd won. I knew he was hurt. There was no point of making a big show of it and finishing him off, because what good would that do really? There's a few decent highlights here, like that combination I just threw and this incredibly close near miss, which I finished up with a nice shot there. But other than that, the highlights of the third round is mostly me throwing tiny little playful shots like this until I basically had him on the ropes and was throwing little taps waiting for the ref to come and stop the fight. But instead of stopping the fight, we had another standing count about 5 seconds before the end of the round, which I just assumed was about letting us both make it to the end of the fight, which I'm not mad about at all. Happy with that decision, and overall it was an honour to share the ring with my opponent. That is my reaction to my fight. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the fight overall. We are back tomorrow to begin training again and we're going to have an excellent year. Let's do this.